A single, flawless piece of German engineering recently traded hands in a private room for $143 million. To put that into perspective, that is more money than the list price of a brand new Gulfstream G700 private jet, combined with a triplex penthouse overlooking Central Park. It is a sum that sounds completely made up, yet a private collector willingly transferred that wealth for a machine that relies on technology from the mid-1950s. We are not just talking about expensive transportation. We are looking at a highly protected, tax-efficient playground where billionaires park their capital when traditional stocks and real estate feel too volatile. The car that holds that jaw-dropping record is the 1955 Mercedes-Benz 300 SLR Uhlenhaut Coupe. Only two ever existed. Named after its creator, the legendary chief engineer Rudolf Uhlenhaut, it was essentially a street-legal Grand Prix car. It could hit 180 miles per hour at a time when the average family sedan struggled to reach 60. For decades, Mercedes kept both prototypes locked away in their company vaults, treating them like national treasures. When they finally decided to part with one at a highly secretive, invite-only auction, the collector world practically lost its mind. But why pay 9 figures for a vehicle you can barely drive on a public road without an entire team of mechanics? The secret lies in a concept called alternative asset class allocation. Ultra-high net worth individuals do not look at these cars through the lens of utility. They view them exactly like a masterpiece by Monet or a rare sculpture. Blue-chip classic cars have historically outperformed the S&P 500 over long multi-decade horizons. When you buy an asset of this magnitude, you are buying into an elite, inflation-proof club. While that 9-figure Mercedes sits comfortably at the top of the pyramid, another machine has long been the gold standard of luxury automotive investment. That is the Ferrari 250 GTO. Built between 1962 and 1964, Ferrari only manufactured 36 of them. For decades, it was considered the absolute peak of the collector market, regularly trading privately north of $70 million. Just a few months ago, right here in 26, the collector community stopped dead in its tracks when a historic white version, the one-of-one Bianco Special, crossed the public auction block in Kissimmee and hammered for a staggering $38.5 million. That massive public sale confirmed what insiders already knew. The appetite for these specific vintage V12 engines is higher than ever. Every single one of those 36 units has an entirely documented history tracking every race, every dent, and every owner over the last 60 years. If you own a 250 GTO, you do not just own a vehicle. You own an active ticket to the most exclusive vintage racing events on Earth, where you rub shoulders with tech founders, royalty, and fashion moguls. Think about the psychological pull of knowing that your peer group cannot buy what you have, no matter how many billions they acquire. This brings us to another phantom of the automotive world, a vehicle so rare that its true value remains a mystery because it almost never changes hands. It is a pre-war masterpiece that represents the absolute pinnacle of French Art Deco design. Only 3 examples remain alive today, and if one were to hit an open auction tomorrow morning, experts predict it could easily challenge the 9-figure throne currently held by Mercedes. This mechanical ghost is the 1937 Bugatti Type 57S C Atlantic. It looks less like a car and more like a rolling sculpture made of aluminum and rivets. It features an exposed dorsal seam running down the middle of the body, a design quirk born out of using flammable magnesium alloy panels in the original concept. The engine is a supercharged straight 8 that produces a haunting mechanical whine. Fashion designer Ralph Lauren owns one of the surviving 3, and his example is routinely valued at over $100 million. There is an even deeper mystery surrounding this specific Bugatti model. The factory actually built 4 of them originally, The second car, painted a deep black and known as La Voiture Noire, was used by Jean Bugatti himself. As World War II swept across Europe in 1940, the factory packed that specific black car onto a train to hide it from advancing forces. The train arrived at its destination, but the car was gone. It vanished completely into thin air. If that lost Fourth Atlantic were discovered tomorrow in a dusty French barn, its valuation would be entirely unprecedented. This brings us to the core anatomy of $1 million car valuation. It relies on a very strict set of criteria that appraisers call matching numbers. This means the chassis, the engine blocks, the gearbox, and the body panels must be the exact original components that left the factory floor together decades ago. If a vintage Ferrari or Jaguar has its engine replaced due to a racing accident, its market value instantly plummets by up to 50%. Billionaires are paying for purity, not just performance. They want the original metal that crossed the finish line at Le Mans or Monza. The pedigree of who sat behind the wheel also acts as a massive financial multiplier. Take the 1954 Mercedes-Benz W196R, a legendary open-wheel racer. When it crossed the auction block, it brought in over $29 million, largely because it was the exact machine driven by five-time world champion Juan Manuel Fangio. The sweat, the oil stains, and the minor scuffs left by historical figures are preserved like sacred relics under coats of clear protective wrap. We must also look at how this market is shifting right now in the mid-2020s. While vintage post-war classics still command the highest absolute dollar amounts, a whole new wave of younger billionaires is entering the arena. These modern tech and crypto founders do not want 1950s roadsters. They want the poster cars they grew up staring at in the late 1990s and early 2000s. This has caused an explosive surge in the value of analog modern hypercars. Look no further than recent auction data from early 26, where a rare yellow Ferrari Enzo shocked the market by hammering for over $17 million. That is a massive leap from where those cars traded just a few years ago. The reason is simple. Modern hypercars are becoming digital computers on wheels. Collectors are terrified of complex hybrid systems and battery packs that might become completely obsolete or unserviceable in 20 years. They are panic buying the last analog masterpieces, cars with manual transmissions, naturally aspirated engines, and pure carbon fiber bodies. Ultimately, the elite automotive market functions on the ultimate rule of supply and absolute scarcity. When you own a rare asset within fixed supply of 2 or 3 units globally, you control the market completely. You dictate the price because there is no alternative source for the buyer. It is a game of psychological dominance disguised as a passion for internal combustion. These multi-million-dollar cars are historical monuments, art installations, and sovereign financial reserves all wrapped into a body of sculpted metal. They are worth millions simply because the wealthiest people on Earth have collectively decided that cash is temporary, but a true mechanical legend is forever.